Today we're here with the Pullman Ermator W2000 wet slurry vac with pre-separator. The idea behind this system is to have a closed system when you're cutting, coring, or grinding concrete. So first off, you're going to pick up the slurry that you'll see on the ground here. It's going to go into this pre-separator head. The pre-separator and vacuum gets pre-primed with about 15 to 20 gallons of water. Then everything comes into here, it gets diffused off of this tapered cone and gets dropped into the screen. You can see we've already picked up a bunch of big rock and different slurry, so your bigger particles stay in here, and then everything goes through the screen into the bottom. What the pre-separator does is it allows the sediments and the heavy solids that are in the slurry to fall to the bottom of this tank. And then we draw the cleanest water off of here. Water on top, and this cleaner water on top is then drawn through this hose. Once this tank gets full enough, as we draw the clean water off, it then goes through this hose into the vacuum itself. The W2000 has an oil-cooled slurry pump in it that will pump up to 70 gallons per minute. Here you can see the head is always protected by this unit here. Nothing can get by to get to this head. You've also got a float, so if this tank gets too full before you evacuate the water, this will rise up, close off, so again, nothing can get to that motor. That's why we can offer that 3-year warranty. As the product comes in here, you can use it with or without a bag. With the bag, this is more for the closed systems. Comes through this elbow. It's thrown sideways so you don't impact the bag as fast. And then the bag, of course, lets the water through, but it's very clean water. This is a 0.5 micron bag. So you're going to have a lot of slurry that's inside of here by the end of the day. Everything that goes through this and this screen then can fit through the pump, so there's no way to damage the pump by putting big aggregate through it. It then comes out of the pump and it's discharged at the bottom. You can put on a simple garden hose with an end so you can spray it back into your work area, or you can spray it back onto into your machine. You also have a intake valve, so if you're doing big projects where you need lots of water, you can add water here and you can just set the valve to add 5 gallons per minute, 2 gallons per minute, 5 gallons an hour, whatever you want. And this valve will sense that, so you can constantly add fresh water to it. You got 2 independent switches, one for the pump and then one for the intake of fresh water. So we'll just show a little a sample here. We'll start picking it up. Pump is on, vacuum is on. We've created a bunch of slurry mixture here. We've got a vacuum that picks up about 40 to 50 gallons per minute. So it's a rapid vacuum. Like I said, you don't have to worry about any of the concrete chunks that you might get. So now in a real application, what you would be doing is keeping the water for your machine, your saw, pumping back out. So the pump is on, you would turn this on. And you can see here that we're still getting very clean water out of here. Kink in the hose. And you can see that this pumps out at a rate about 50 to 60 gallons per minute here. So again, you can pump out almost faster than you can intake. Having a nozzle on this end helps you control it, so you can just keep adding water as you need it to the machines. This will reduce the amount of water you use on a job site by at least 60% and as high as 70%. So when you're in environments where you have to haul water to the job, it cuts down on what you're bringing in and also what you're paying to dispose of. So if this was an actual grinding job, the guy would be grinding. You'd be pushing some of this extra slurry back into his path. and you'd be picking up the access. So the job site stays much cleaner. If you're using saws or machines that have an intake on them, you can actually hook this right up to the saw or the drill and have it turned on so it's constantly feeding the saw and the drill. And again, you can see how the water comes out. It's never going to be, it's going to be grayish colored water, but you can see in the water there's no grit to it at all. So it can be put right back into the machine. And that's basically it.